Once upon a time, in a quiet mountain region filled with thick forests and winding rivers, there lived a kind and peaceful monk named Tenzin. He had walked across many lands, slept under trees, and survived on whatever little food kind strangers gave him. He didn't carry any money or treasures. What he carried was something deeper questions in his heart about life, happiness, and why people seemed so empty even when they had so much. One evening, as the sun began to set and painted the sky in orange and purple, Tenzin arrived at a small village where people seemed busy, but their faces looked tired and cold. Tenzin sat under a tree near the marketplace. He didn't beg, he didn't speak, he simply observed. People rushed by with baskets of fruits and coins jingling in their pockets, but no one shared a smile. They looked at each other with suspicion. Everyone seemed to want more, afraid they would lose what little they had. That night, Tenzin slept with an empty bowl and an empty stomach, but something in his heart felt heavier than hunger. He thought, why is this place so full of things, yet so empty of joy? The next morning, a little boy named Kavi walked by and stopped when he saw the monk. He had a small piece of bread in his hand. After looking at the old monk's tired eyes, Kavi broke his bread in half and offered it to him. "You can have this," he said quietly. Tenzin smiled and accepted it with both hands. That one act, so small and simple, touched the monk deeply. It wasn't the bread that filled him, but the kindness. That moment, Tenzin realized something. True wealth is not what you have, it's what you give. From that day on, Tenzin began doing small things to help people in the village. He patched an old woman's broken shoe. He helped a farmer carry water to his field. He sat beside a sick man and listened to his worries. He didn't ask for anything in return. Slowly, people began to notice. They started wondering why a man with nothing would give so much. The baker began to leave an extra loaf for the hungry. The tailor stitched warm clothes for poor children. The village, once cold and selfish, began to feel alive again. One day, the rich merchant Darren saw what was happening. He didn't like it. People who used to come to him now spent time around the monk. Darren was confused. He had gold, lands, and power, yet no one truly respected him. He marched to the monk and asked angrily, "What are you doing here? You have nothing. How can you change anything?" Tenzin looked at him calmly and replied, "I give what I have: time, love, and care. That is enough." Darren laughed. That won't build houses or buy fields, but deep inside, his heart felt shaken. That night, Darren couldn't sleep. He remembered his childhood, when he gave his mother wildflowers just to see her smile. He remembered sharing sweets with his younger brother. Back then, he was happier. Somewhere along the road to riches, he had forgotten what giving felt like. The next morning, he surprised everyone. He gave blankets to the poor. He opened his storage and shared food with hungry families. For the first time in years, someone hugged him, and not because of his gold, but because of his kindness. Inspired by the monk, the village decided to create a special day each year. They called it the Day of Empty Hands. On this day, no one was allowed to sell anything. Instead, people gave. They gave food, time, help, even just kind words. And something magical happened. No one went hungry. No one felt alone. Even the oldest and poorest felt like kings and queens, because their giving brought smiles to others. The village changed forever, not by gaining more, but by sharing more. Years passed, but the story of the monk spread far and wide. Travelers came not to see golden statues or large temples, but to experience the joy of a village that had discovered the true meaning of wealth. Tenzin never asked for fame. He continued to live simply, still sitting under trees, still helping where he could. His eyes shined brighter now because his heart was full. He had found his answer not in silence or riches, but in the joy of giving. And so, the monk who once wandered with an empty bowl discovered a treasure greater than gold, the power of a giving heart. In a world that teaches us to take more, Tenzin showed that giving is what makes us truly rich. Not everyone can give money, but everyone can give something: a smile, a kind word, a little time, or a helping hand. That's the kind of wealth that never runs out. And maybe, just maybe, the richest person is the one who helps others feel they matter.